Welcome to the 31 Classic Dealing Procedure video. Now that you've seen the game introduction video, this will serve as a training aid and procedure refresher for your floor staff. I'm about to take you through 4 demonstration hands where I'll walk you through each procedure step by step. I'll also explain a couple of the nuances that will come up during gameplay. Now the first thing the dealer will do is make sure again that the required ante and optional bonus side wagers are placed. Once they are, the hand will begin. We'll start by removing 4 card packets from the dealing machine and dealing to players from position 1 to position 6. We'll give all 4 to the player in front of them, dragging the top card into the draw space. Players are not to touch that draw card at any point during the hand, or the hand will be forfeited as if it's been folded. Once all hands have been dealt out to the players, the dealer must take the remaining cards from the shuffle machine out and place them in the discard rack. At this point, players can view their hands. Again, players can either fold their hand or match their ante and place a play wager. Here, both players are going to actually play the hand, and now the hand is over. Had there been folders, we would lock up those cards after verifying they would be folding. First thing we're going to do, just like before, as we expose from right to left, is start with the player's natural 3-card hand. Here, this player has a natural 21, which you'll see is good for a 1-to-1 payoff. Now we'll expose the draw card to make the best 3 out of 4. We're going to leave this draw card in the box for natural hand verification. We can clearly distinguish which is the draw and which is the player's natural 3 cards. We make the best 3-card hand, which is still going to be this 20, which you'll see on the bottom pay table will be good for 1-to-1. Just like before, the ante will always get its 1-to-1 first, and any odds will be paid off across that back play wager. This hand will be locked up before moving on to the next player, and we just follow the same procedures. First 3 cards for the player. Here we have a 15. Unfortunately, 16 or higher wins. Therefore, the player will lose his bet, which will lock up first. And that will finish. Again, draw card flipped. The player does improve to a 20. Now on the bottom pay table, you'll see is good for 1-to-1 again. 1-to-1 on the ante, 1-to-1 on the play. Lock up the cards, and we are finished. We'll let the players reset, and we'll start again. The wagers are placed and we can begin. Again, 4 card packets are going to come out. The reason why we deal this way is that the most important card in this game to keep private is this top draw card here. The reason why we slide this after placing all 4 is that at all times this card has not been exposed to anybody at the table. Of course, if we do, we would leave this game open to vulnerability. This mechanism fully protects the game in that way. Again, just like before, we let players make their decisions. Here, this player looks like he's folding, so we'll verify if it's true. We will simply lock up his cards and lock up his wagers, and simply finish out the hand like before. Start with this remaining player. His natural hand here is very nice, 29, which you'll see is good for 15-to-1 on that top wager. Expose, see if he improves, which he theoretically could. Even though here he drew a 4th heart, again, it's the best 3 of 4, which will still be this 29, which you'll see is good for 3-to-1 on the back play wager. And now the hand is over. We lock up the cards and let the players reset once again. Once the wagers are placed, again we begin. All 4 down, 1 into the draw. All 4 down, 1 into the draw. And players will again make their decisions. Here the players again will play. The few nuances that may come up throughout the game is that if you happen to accidentally skip a player and deal their cards to this player before any decisions are made, the hand will be a misdeal, unfortunately, because cards cannot be backed up. However, if you accidentally deal cards to a vacant position, you can slide them forward to this player that should have received them previously. Now back to the gameplay, we'll simply resolve these hands. This player here has a 17. You'll see is good for 1-to-1 on that bonus. We'll see if he improves. Here he does not. He still has his 17. And here's the only funny pay table. You'll see it's anti-push, play 1-to-1. So it's a simple push 1, pay 1, just like you see in other games. And that's how that would look. Moving on to the next player. Here we have a 16, which you'll see is good for 1-to-1. However, this player needs to improve to win. Hopefully he gets a diamond. He does not. The player still has a 16, which unfortunately does not qualify on the play wager pay table. Therefore, this player would lose. But it's a nice little hedge on this bonus, which is almost there with that 16. And then we'll reset one last time. All wagers are placed. 4 cards in front of the player. 1 into the draw. Players make their decisions one last time. And the hand is over. Again, we start with the natural as always. Here the player has a 20. Not bad, just like before, is good for 1-1. Does he improve? And he does. Here he happened to catch that third jack. Remember, trips does count in this game, which is good for 6-1. Not bad. 1-1 is always on that ante, and the 6-1 across the back. Lock up that player's cards. And the final hand, we've got a natural, 27, not bad. You'll see that's going to be good for 10-1 across that top wager. And we'll see if he improves. And sure enough, he does. He hits that nice 3-card mini royal, which is going to be good for 20-1 across the back. 1-1 on that ante, 21 on the back.